Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the world. Heavy rains and temperature, arsenic and Down syndrome. Several mysterious links in nature have been deciphered since the last week we met. Researchers have even designed a new 3D printed robot. Before we explore the details, let's take a look at the headlines. Unusual rains and global warming not connected, say IIT researchers. Arsenic and Down syndrome, scientists decipher new links. In our special segment, Meet with a Scientist, we meet renowned researcher Professor M.S. Raghunathan. Novel 3D printed robots climbs, swims and crawls. And in our In Focus segment today, we will contemplate on the role of science in maintaining world peace. And now news in detail. Extreme heat waves and unusually heavy downpour. India and many countries of the world have been witnessing unusual weather patterns in the last few years. The unusual patterns have been attributed to global warming and increased summer temperatures. While cities like Mumbai have been experiencing ceaseless rains this monsoon, researchers at IIT Mumbai have declared that extreme rainfall events over India may not even be associated with global warming. This is quite contradictory to the common theories. More in this report.
After the scorching summer, monsoon rains have been a refreshing change. While India welcomed the rains with open arms, there have also been some apprehension, especially since recent years have seen unusual monsoons with either below average rainfall or extreme and unceasing downpours. The common theory is that the uncommon rain patterns and extreme rainfall events are associated with global warming and caused by increased land surface air temperature over India and sea surface temperature over central Indian Ocean. But a recent study conducted by the researchers from IIT Mumbai contradicts this accepted model. The results of the recent study based on 50 years of data pre- and post-1975s are contrary to the general notion that global warming or increased summer temperature is responsible for extreme summer monsoon rainfall events.
It's not a specific methodology, it's a detailed methodology. Like we have considered the years when Central Indian Ocean is warm, we have considered the year when Central Indian Ocean is cold, and then we have found out the differences in number of extremes for both the years, and we have found there is no statistically significant difference. We have started with this one, then we have gone, this was a very preliminary thing, and from there we have gone into more detailed meteorological studies, where we are trying to understand some of the processes in terms of Clausius-Clapeyron and Clausius-Clapeyron scaling and so on.
The study indicates that while some grids in the country have experienced extreme rainfall with increasing temperature, other grids have witnessed a decrease or no significant change in rainfall with increased temperature. According to researchers, they have not found substantial evidence to link intensification of rainfall with global warming. The study found that dynamic moisture transport caused by thermal gradient between land and water had a significant role on mean and extreme rainfall compared with direct thermodynamic effect. The study published in the journal Scientific Reports.
There is an interesting theory which suggests that the death of Emperor Napoleon could have been caused by the arsenic fumes given off by wallpaper at his prison home. True or not, arsenic has been linked to a host of disorders in human beings. Now, a breakthrough study by the researchers of the Vivekananda Institute of Medical Sciences even links Down syndrome to arsenic exposure. According to their research, Down syndrome, the genetic disorder caused due to abnormal number of chromosomes and which leads to retarded physical and mental growth in children, is linked to a high concentration of arsenic.
Arsenic, a heavy metal which in very trace amounts is essential for maintaining body functions. But excess intake of arsenic, primarily through contaminated water, is known to result in a range of symptoms like headaches, confusion, severe diarrhea, drowsiness, convulsions and hair loss, ultimately resulting in organ failures, coma and death. Now, a new study reveals that arsenic contamination may also be the cause of Down syndrome, the most common birth defect in humans. The complex link between arsenic and Down syndrome has been deciphered by a team at the Vivekananda Institute of Medical Sciences, Kolkata, including Professor Madhu Snata Day, along with Gargi Poddar, Amit Kumar Chakrabarti and Priyanka Biswas. The study conducted across 323 genetically affected children across West Bengal, 60 of whom suffered from Down's syndrome, show high levels of arsenic.
When we found that the parents have high arsenic level, some of them had body burden level, that is 250 to 1000 microgram per kg, and some of them have toxic level, that is above 1000 microgram. So that then we concluded that that arsenic came to the baby, and the baby is affected by chromosomal disease or genetic disease.
The tests showed alarmingly high arsenic levels in the range of 250 to 1000 microgram per kilogram of body weight in the blood and hair samples of these children and their parents, while the safe normal range is 80 to 250 microgram per kilogram. According to researchers, arsenic can easily cross the placenta during pregnancy. Hence, parents having high arsenic concentrations are at risk of passing it to the babies and resulting in the genetic condition called Down's syndrome.
In past, we have searched for the preventive measure against arsenic toxicity, and we have found that black tea and garlic have some effects on against these ill effects of arsenic. So we can tell the population to take arsenic-free water, garlic, black tea, 3 cups a day, and also nutritious food, fruits, vegetables, to get rid of the toxic effect of arsenic to some extent.
Down syndrome is a genetic disorder caused by the presence of an extra copy of chromosome 21 in human cells. The anomaly, which occurs in the fetus, results in physical growth delays, characteristic facial features like flat face, small ears, slanting eyes, short neck, mild to moderate intellectual disability. The research published in the International Journal of Current Advanced Research indicates the need of preventing exposure to arsenic, particularly before or during pregnancy.
From Aryabhat to Ramanujan, India has been home to many legendary researchers who expanded and explored novel horizons in mathematics. This mathematical legacy, which started with the formulation of zero, is being carried forth till date by the Indian researchers. We present to you one such legend in today's special segment, Meet with the Scientists. Today we meet Padma Bhushan Professor M.S. Raghunathan, a fellow of the Royal Society, who is known for his outstanding contributions to the field of mathematics.
Students of mathematics must be much familiar with his classic book on discrete subgroups of Lie groups. A mathematician par excellence, he is also known for his mentoring abilities and promoting young mathematicians. With interest in diverse areas such as deformations of linear connections and Riemannian metrics, discrete groups of Lie groups, Professor M.S. Raghunathan is known in the world of scientific community for his immense contributions towards expanding the horizons of mathematics. Born as Mother Busi Santanam Raghunathan on 11th August 1941 in Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh, Professor Raghunathan currently heads the National Centre for Mathematics, Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai.
I grew up in a well-to-do family in Chennai. It's a big joint family, and we lived in a big house with a large garden around it. And I went to a neighborhood school, which is quite a nice school. And later, that school did not have classes beyond the 8th, so they changed to another school. And then again, I had another change to get me into an English medium school. Till then, I was studying in the Tamil medium schools. And after that, for my college, in those days, there used to be what they call intermediate. And I went to Bangalore to do my intermediate because I was underage for the Madras University.
Professor Raghunathan, who has served as the Professor of Eminence at TIFR in Homi Bhabha Chair, received his PhD in Mathematics from TIFR University of Mumbai in 1966 and had a brief postdoctoral stint at the Institute of Advanced Study, Princeton, US.
Well, that was very exciting. When I joined the Tata Institute, for the first time I understood what working hard was like. And I enjoyed working hard, and I started working hard there because other students set an example. There were other senior students who were already working hard and enjoying mathematics, and that set an example, and I followed suit. And it took me about 2 years there before I really said, okay, this is what I want to do. Mathematics is what I want to do.
Among the many honors and awards he has received are the highest civilian awards of India, namely the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan in 2001 and 2012 respectively, along with Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, Srinivasa Ramanujan Medal and the Third World Academy of Sciences Prize. Professor Raghunathan is also one of the few Indian researchers accredited with the Fellowship of the Royal Society. Professor Raghunathan's contributions span a wide area, especially the promotion of mathematics through various scientific bodies. His active support has resulted in increased financial aids to encourage mathematical research in India and tapping mathematical talent through various activities.
The children should not get disheartened if their teachers are bad. That's the kind of, this is one of the problems we have. Poor teachers actually discourage children very much. They can hope to get better teachers in the next stage, and so they should pursue mathematics. If they enjoy mathematics, they should pursue it. And now these days, there are programs on the internet for mathematics, which they can try to follow. If they find the teachers are not adequate or not doing a good job, they should try to do that kind of thing.
Humanoids, industrial robots, and many others. Researchers are constantly coming up with novel designs of robots suited for various applications. Now, what happens when one of the most advanced technologies, namely 3D printing, meets with robotics? Yes, researchers are now out with SAW, the new 3D-oriented robot which can not only walk about but also can swim and crawl in difficult terrains. The robot, which is expected to be useful in search and rescue operations, is also likely to aid healthcare. Let us see more in this report.
3D printing and robotics. two of the most advanced technologies that is set to change the world as we know it. What happens when these two powerful technologies meet? The result is SAW. The first 3D printed robot can not only walk about but can also swim, climb and crawl. The three-dimensional robot is the first single actuator wave-like robot, or in short, SAW, and has been developed by researchers from Ben Gurion University of Negev, Israel. Due to its unique design, the robot can move forward or backwards, similar to a worm, in a wave-like motion, and is capable of climbing over obstacles, swimming and crawling through unstable terrain like sand, grass and gravel. According to researchers, the innovative wave movement enables SAW to climb through tunnels at a rate of 8 centimeters per second and swim at 6 centimeters per second. Researchers across the globe have been trying to create a robot with such a wave-like motion for the past 90 years. SAW can be used for search and rescue missions and maintenance. The miniaturized versions of this robot can even travel within the human body for medical purposes, such as imaging and biopsies of the digestive system. The invention has been published in the journal Bioinspiration and Biomimetics.
The last 100 years, all of us got addicted to fossil fuels. We waited another 20 years, then the Earth's climate will be changing so rapidly that whatever we do or don't do will not help us. We have to start making changes now to transform the society which depends less on coal, oil and gas and more on solar and wind.
What Eureka with Professor J. Srinivasan, Honorary Professor, Centre for Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences, Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Hello and welcome, I'm Amritanshu Rai and you're watching Constitutionally Yours.
Defense forces, paramilitary forces are at the command of the central government.
They wanted to send some help to us. That help could not reach here because the clearance is for Government of India.
Two states who acquire citizenship of some other country lose their state subject status.
This domicile law rests on the male. It doesn't rest on the birth from a female.
Join us as we try to understand contemporary issues related to the Constitution. Watch Constitutionally Yours on Rajya Sabha Television.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Science Monitor. Let's now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
In an astonishing new find, researchers have stumbled on the largest dinosaur footprint ever. The footprint measuring 1.2 meters, which was discovered in Bolivia, is said to have belonged to Abelisaurus, a carnivorous biped dinosaur which might have once inhabited South America. The print was found imprinted in soft clay in an area 64 kilometers outside the city of Sucre in Bolivia. In a written reply to a question in Lok Sabha, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Union Minister of State, has informed that the tender for the construction of the Homi Bhabha Cancer Hospital and Research Centre has been issued with the approval of the Standing Committee of the TMC Governing Council. According to Dr. Singh, rupees 35 crore have been released for the project up to March 31, 2016.
In the race to become a superpower, today almost all the large countries of the world have amassed nuclear weapons. Now, a glance at history is enough to understand how devastating the use of these nuclear weapons can be. The most horrifying examples being Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, the trend has become that nuclear energy, which has multiple applications in various fields of life, is automatically associated with weapons and warfare. This brings to us the most important point, that science can be both a boon as well as bane depending on the use. Now, this 6th of August, as we mourn the lives lost in Hiroshima, let us also contemplate on how science can be used for creating a better, peaceful world.
August 1945, 8:16 a.m. Japanese time. In a desperate attempt to end the Great War, an American B-29 bomber dropped the Little Boy, world's first atom bomb, over the city of Hiroshima. As the characteristic mushroom cloud rose to the sky, approximately 80,000 people were killed instantly, while 35,000 were left injured. According to estimates, at least another 60,000 people lost their lives by the end of the year due to the effects of the radiations. The story of a nuclear bomb is the story of a huge scientific endeavor, one which resulted in the discovery of nuclear energy, and one which clearly demonstrates how scientific discoveries like nuclear energy can be both a boon and a bane based on their use. The Manhattan Project, which led to the development of the atomic bomb, was the first of its kind collaborative scientific effort. The project involved the best physicists of the world like Robert Oppenheimer, Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Edward Teller, Enrico Fermi, Hans Bethe, Richard Feynman, David Bohm, Leo Szilard, and many more. As a result of their collective effort that spanned 6 long years, the technique to harvest atomic energy was discovered. It is interesting to note that the participating scientists anticipated the devastating effects of the nuclear energy and had signed a petition against using the bomb on Hiroshima. Nonetheless, the discovery of atomic energy has been immensely valuable and continues to show significance and promise in today's world. Hiroshima Day, which is observed on 6th of August, drives home an important lesson: the need of using scientific knowledge for global good. Today, lethal nuclear weapons like the nuclear bunker busters are proliferating on a concept called mutually assured destruction. This is a dangerous weapon hoarding trend, and scientists alarm us about the consequences of their destructive power. This calls for a complete global disarmament, and organizations like the Global Union of Scientists for Peace aims to stop the spread of nuclear weapons and to support alternative, peaceful means of conflict resolution through disarmament. Science had revolutionized our lives, and today it is impossible to imagine a world without the fruits of technology. But at the same time, this also calls for careful handling of technologies. Though it ended on a destructive note, the Manhattan Project is also a scientific engineering feat. The project in itself highlights the power of collaborative scientific research. The experiment teaches us that collaborative science can hold the key to solving many difficult issues that plague the world today. with collective research put to the use of addressing global problems like poverty, hunger, and equality, we can look forward to a conflict-free, better world.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week. Till then, stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV and think scientific all the time. Thanks for watching.